Raising the flag on Iwo Jima, captured in 1945 by Joe Rosenthal, has long stood as an enduring symbol of American patriotism. The image of 5 soldiers working together to hoist the flag atop Suribachi seems to embody unity and a fierce will to triumph in the midst of a brutal war. But why has this single moment resonated so powerfully in the hearts of millions? In truth, Iwo Jima was more than just a small Pacific island. Its strategic position held a pivotal key in the final months of World War II. Planting that flag energized the entire force, giving them fresh resolve for the grueling battles still ahead. Yet few realize that behind this seemingly heroic snapshot lies a more tragic story, ranging from the sacrifices made by those on the front lines to debates over the authenticity of the moment the flag was raised. In the journey ahead, we'll uncover why Iwo Jima became such a critical objective, what the U.S. military sacrificed to secure it, and how this single photograph reshaped America's perception of the war. You'll also discover which of those flag raisers paid the highest price for that fleeting instant of glory. Let's begin. In February 1945, with World War II nearing its end, the United States sought to move closer to Japan and shorten its bombing routes. In this context, Iwo Jima, a small volcanic island directly under the flight path of B-29 bombers, emerged as a critical link in America's strategy. Indeed, by seizing control of Iwo Jima, U.S. forces could launch direct strikes on mainland Japan while also securing a vital location for refueling, aircraft repairs, and rescuing downed pilots. Many have wondered, is a tiny island like Iwo Jima really worth such a steep cost? The answer is yes. Its significance far outweighed its modest size. By capturing Iwo Jima, the U.S. Air Force could drastically reduce travel time, bolstering both offensive and defensive capabilities. That's why this island was often compared to a stepping stone toward Japan itself. However, taking Iwo Jima was anything but easy. The Japanese had fortified it into a near-impenetrable fortress, crisscrossed with tunnels, hidden bunkers, and heavily armed machine gun nests. To secure the island, U.S. Marines braved relentless bombing, shelling, and harsh terrain. The island's sulfur-laced black sands made digging foxholes almost impossible and quickly sapped the Marines' energy. They knew that even the smallest mistake could cost them their lives. So what drove these American soldiers to climb Mount Suribachi and plant the flag in such brutal conditions? Was it purely symbolic, or did it reflect something deeper about camaraderie and the thirst for victory? We'll find clearer answers by uncovering the events leading up to that legendary flag raising, and how one simple photograph forever changed America's perception of the war. When people see the photo raising the flag on Iwo Jima, many assume it was the very first time the American flag was planted on Mount Suribachi. Yet the truth is more nuanced. Before photographer Joe Rosenthal captured that legendary moment, a different flag had already been raised. This second flag raising came about because U.S. Navy commanders wanted a larger, more visible flag to boost the troops' morale. Ironically, Joe Rosenthal had no clue he was about to take a shot that would become an American icon. He was simply out there documenting the Marines' push across the island. But when he happened upon 5 men hoisting a new flag, he instinctively snapped his camera. In that split second, Rosenthal created a symbol of American bravery in World War II. Even so, many asked, did he stage this? It was almost too perfect, from the composition to the way the flag caught the wind. Rosenthal repeatedly insisted he hadn't orchestrated a thing. All he did was press the shutter at just the right moment. As for the Marines in the frame, they were merely doing their duty in a perilous environment. Some of them didn't even survive long enough to celebrate that instant of triumph. Indeed, this photo captured far more than a symbolic act. It immortalized the quiet sacrifice of those fighting on the front lines. The photograph raising the flag on Iwo Jima isn't merely a symbol of victory. It also reflects a deeply tragic slice of life for the Marines featured in it. Of the 5 men raising that flag, some would never make it home. Within days of the picture being taken, they fell on that very island, leaving behind a silent grief woven into the image. Those fortunate enough to return still bore wounds that no healing could mend. Being labeled heroes or reluctant heroes didn't bring them pride, because in their minds, war wasn't about glory. It was about sacrifice and loss. Some fell into depression. Others lived out their days haunted by guilt. Even years later, as America revered the photo and honored them for their bravery, they were still tormented by one lingering question. What about the comrades who never came back? This reality gives the story behind the photo a deeper, more somber dimension. The moment that flag waved atop Suribachi inspired millions of Americans. Yet it also reminds us that behind such heroic images are real people with very real pain. And it is their sacrifice that makes the photo so unforgettable, prompting us to pause and ask, is the price of victory always so harsh? When the photograph, raising the flag on Iwo Jima, appeared on the front pages of major newspapers, it was as though the entire nation suddenly awakened. More than just a beautiful wartime snapshot, it became a powerful source of morale, boosting public confidence in an eventual victory. The U.S. government quickly leveraged its influence to promote war bond drives, raising billions of dollars for the war effort. One could say that this image wasn't merely a symbol. It also served as a potent weapon of media. After the war, the story of the soldiers in the photo was recounted time and again, becoming a legend in American popular culture. Sculptors erected monuments, authors wrote books, and filmmakers produced movies, all paying tribute to the moment the American flag waved atop Mount Suribachi. For many generations of Americans, this remains the purest illustration of patriotism, straightforward, unified, and unafraid of danger. No one can deny the deep, uplifting effect this photograph had on the national spirit. Over time, the truth about the two flag raisings and the debates over the photo's authenticity also came to light. Rather than diminishing its iconic status, these revelations only heighten our respect for the unspoken sacrifices involved. No matter how the scene unfolded, it was the steadfast resolve of those Marines and the steep price they paid that truly made this image immortal. Even now, if you visit the Marine Corps War Memorial in Arlington, Virginia, you'll see a statue replicating that very moment, a permanent reminder that in every conflict, there are timeless instances when the human spirit rises beyond all limits. When we gaze upon the photograph, raising the flag on Iwo Jima, we're not just seeing 5 soldiers hoisting a flag, we're witnessing a sacred moment in American history. Despite debates over its authenticity and the fact that many of those pictured later gave their lives, this image stands as an eternal emblem of bravery, determination, and unity in the midst of war. Amid loss and sorrow, the sight of that American flag soaring high reminds us of the never-back-down spirit of our troops and of the steep cost each victory demands. This single picture not only shaped history, but also left a lasting imprint on the hearts of countless generations, a reminder that freedom has never come easily. Today, whenever we look back at that moment on Mount Suribachi, let us remember the real people behind the photo, the quiet sacrifices, and the unforgiving battles of that era. Only by understanding its deeper meaning can we truly appreciate the peace we now enjoy and honor those who gave everything to secure it. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like to show your support. Subscribe so you never miss a new video, and comment your thoughts below. We always want to hear from you.